જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. કેમ છો બધા? મજામાં ને? જાંબોમાં बीबीना बुआना. कैसे हो सब दोस्त? सब ठीक? सब दोस्तों को मेरा प्रणाम. Hello friends, how are you doing today? How was your week? Oh, I hope all great and you had an amazing week. First of all, let's start with how many of you actually got a notification for my video? If you didn't, can you go click on that bell icon now? I have so much interesting stuff coming up and it's amazing. So just go and click that bell icon and click on subscribe so you can get a notification the next time I upload a video. So welcome back to my channel. I hope you all liked my first video, which was not very great, but yeah. Thank you for all the love, support that you all have shown me. It's amazing how so many of you have given me feedback and suggestions on what I should do, what I should not, and I'm also going to incorporate a few of them today. So I hope that this video is better than the first one. As I had said, I don't promise to give you better videos, but I definitely promise to give you some good and amazing content. So before I begin today's taboo topic, let's begin with the word taboo, because I had a lot of questions from a lot of people last time of what a taboo topic is, right? So I Googled it a bit. I knew it in layman's language, but I Googled it a bit. So let's talk taboo. What is taboo? Taboo is basically a word, a subject that is avoided for different religious or social reasons. So a taboo topic means that people avoid to talk about certain subjects with others or in public because either they or the surrounding people will find that topic embarrassing or offensive to talk about, right? So in short, now I'm hoping you all know what a taboo topic is. So let's begin with the first taboo topic that I had mentioned that we're going to talk about. So the first topic, as I had mentioned, is going to be menstrual cycles, stroke periods. By the way, just a warning, if I talk too much, which my husband says I do because he never gets a chance to talk, he only has to listen, which most likely is going to be happening. I will be dividing this video into two. We can do the first part this week and the next part I will have it uploaded next week. So I'm trying to get your attention span. Shh, secret. Okay, what is actually a menstrual cycle, correct? Let's talk about it. Let me try to explain to you with something small that my husband actually helped me make, which is, I believe, so important for me. It meant so much to me because I'm here talking about taboo topics and people should talk about it openly, even with their partners. And my husband actually helped me make a model. So what happens during a menstrual cycle, or how does it start? Basically, these are the two ovaries. This is the fallopian tube. There's the uterus here. There's the vagina and the cervix here. I hope it's clear. If you need a better picture, you free to go on to Google to have a look at it, or to any other YouTube video which can explain in more details, right? So what happens is that around day 14 or between day 12 and day 14 after your period, so you're from your first day of your period, an egg is released from the ovary to the fallopian tube. It stays around in the uterus for about, I think, 24 hours. If it does not fertilize with sperm to cause a pregnancy, then the uterus sheds its lining, which is what we call a period. So that is, that is how it looks like. I've tried to draw, or rather, my husband and I have tried to draw it. So it might not be 100%, but what does Google say about a menstrual cycle, right? The menstrual cycle is a series of natural changes in hormonal production and the structures of the uterus, which is very important because when the egg fertilizes, then the uterus lining has to be thick enough to hold that pregnancy. So, and when there is no fertilization, definitely it doesn't have to be that thick enough, so it does shed its lining. The structures of the uterus and ovaries of the female reproductive system that makes the pregnancy possible, right? The ovarian cycle controls the production and release of eggs and the cyclic release of estrogen and progesterone. So during this cycle, there are 5 to 7 days of the month when the egg is released, and if the egg doesn't fertilize to cause a pregnancy, then the female will shed the lining of the uterus in form of blood called period. So I'm hoping that those of you who didn't know how it actually happens, or those people who are not aware, I'm hoping I've given some education on it, right? So that was what a menstrual cycle is. But did you guys know that the average of a woman who actually in her lifetime menstruates for about 3,000 days her entire life, which is equal to, do you know how many years? 8.2 years. Now, while I was preparing my stuff for this week's content, right, I decided to actually do some research, which is of course what we have to do. Now, there was some research conducted by Plan International in which 1 out of 3 boys think that menstruation should be kept private, as a private matter, to only girls or women. In this survey, apparently 4,127 boys and young men from 4 countries, namely Brazil, Indonesia, the Netherlands, and Uganda, were the ones who did the survey. And the most common reason that they gave for avoiding this topic is that it was actually a private matter for women and the girls. But why was it a private matter? Why rather is it a private matter? Now, out of these boys who actually were part of this survey, can you imagine what they said period is? So 55% of the boys actually said period, or the topic was dirty. Was? You said dirty? Anyways, okay. 31% of the boys said it was embarrassing. How? And 38% of the boys said it was disgusting. So are we disgusting because we go through that? So are we dirty? Well, yeah, I know there are certain people and certain castes and communities which will say that when a woman is during her period, she's considered to be dirty. You know what happens in such kind of taboo? The women suffer. They lose confidence, because when you can't talk about what you go through as a woman, or what goes through your body, or what you're feeling during those days, because as we all know that you can have PMS, you have a lot of hormonal changes which results in mood swings. You have a full roller coaster ride, right? During that period of time, and not just that period of time, actually the roller coaster ride is the full month, right? Because we go through a lot of hormonal changes for a period to happen, or for pregnancy to happen. Before I forget, if we women wouldn't bleed, or if we women wouldn't have a menstrual cycle, do you think humans on the earth can survive? No, because if we women don't bleed, means we can't be pregnant, means we can't give birth. So what happens to the human race? What happens to the human race? Extinct. So that is the reason that we go through this, to become pregnant, to give birth, so that the human cycle continues. But in all this, people don't really realize that women really lose confidence, and they feel much less than men or boys. And I think that is where this whole equality matter comes in, because we never consider ourselves the same as men just because we are termed as dirty during those 5 days, or we're disgusting. We lose confidence. We start feeling that. I think it's a human tendency. When somebody tells you you're this, even though you're not, in the back of the head that you're not. But eventually that is exactly how you will start thinking about yourself. which results in lower self-esteem, low confidence, that inequality, right, that comes in. But my question is, God made all of us the same, right? The color of our blood is the same, correct? Yet, when I say the same, I mean color of our blood and our boy's blood is the same. It's red. Yet, why is there so much of a differentiation between boys and girls? It is exactly because of these certain taboo topics. One of them actually majorly of it being menstrual cycle, correct? If this didn't exist, let me tell you, women would be as equal as men, right? We keep saying, oh, women bleed 5 months, they have mood swings, they are this, they are that. But you have no idea, right, of what actually a woman's body goes through in that whole month. If some of you are interested, you could actually go read up on it. But there's a new report from UNICEF and the World Health Organization that has revealed that significant proportions of women in many developing countries are still struggling to safely manage their periods. Can you believe that? And this is a report from UNICEF and WHO. So they continue, they go ahead to say that lacking access, so these women lack access to menstrual products, water, and even private places to wash and clean themselves and change. It shakens me when I hear such. What else have researchers found? This is another thing that I came across. Researchers found that 1 in 5 girls and women in Ethiopia and Samoa and Laos, and 1 in 7 in Nigeria and Burkina Faso used no suitable products during their periods, putting them at risk of infection and other health problems. This kind of reminds me of actually stories whereby I've heard that girls use socks as their menstrual pad. It's, we don't realize that our vagina is the fastest way for us to get an infection, right? That is why women are very, very sensitive to UTIs, which is urinary tract infection. So when I say vagina, I just don't mean vagina, but I mean the whole system. When you use such products which are not hygienic, the health issues that come up with such is so vast. Apart from all of this, many girls and women miss work, miss school, and they are not able to live a normal life during those 5 days. Do you know why? Because they have cramps, they have PMS, but some of them don't realize that you can have cramps, but if you go up and read online, you're not supposed to have very painful cramps that should not allow you to do your day-to-day work. But this happens because if you have an underlying condition, then yes, you can have that. But because we don't talk about this topic openly, women think that it's normal to have cramps and severe cramps that actually interrupt your normal day life work routine. But it's not. There could be possibility of an underlying condition that you don't know of. And this is why we need to break the taboo so that women can talk about it more openly. They know exactly that if I'm having a cramp and if it's not a normal cramp, I need to go see a doctor for it. I need to get myself treated. How many women right now, even watching me, think that cramps is normal? I can tell you so many. I'm not against you. Even I didn't know until, of course, I came across people's stories or Google or whatever it is. Even I didn't know. I also got to know much later that you're not supposed to be cramping to a level or having cramps to a level whereby your normal life routine is interrupted. right? They prefer to stay at home and deal with this, but that's not how it's supposed to be. So we really need to come up with some way whereby women can openly talk about such things, and that is the only way is to not consider period a taboo topic, right? It's sad because even in my culture, I know that when a woman is on her periods, at least it was back then, I know some people still follow it, they're not even allowed to enter the kitchen. They're not allowed to sleep on the same bed. They're supposed to sleep down. They are not allowed to roam in the house freely. You know how traumatizing it is for a woman? Because when you instigate all this into a young girl who's probably just 14, 15, and she's just got her first period, and then you tell her, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this, the impact that it puts on her brain becomes that she is not part of you, or she's not part of the family, right? I think that also lowers down a girl's confidence at that very young age. So this really needs to stop. For me, I look at it in a way that in the olden days, they were not allowed to do these things because that was a time when a woman goes through, as I mentioned, a roller coaster ride of hormones. She's tired, she's exhausted, and in the olden days, women used to do a lot of work. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot of work, correct? So this was the time that God actually decided she needs to rest. And that is why that was her resting period. But what have we done? This is my thought and my thinking. I could be wrong. But what have we done instead, right? We say, oh, you're dirty, so you can't enter the kitchen because you're not pure. You're not shudh, if we say in Hindi, correct? For those of you who know Hindi and Gujarati, you're not shudh. You're not pure. But why am I not pure? My soul is pure. This body is what will actually be when I die. This body is what is going to go back into the earth. But my soul will remain alive, and my soul is pure. Is the body everything, or the soul also counts? Give that a thought. And with that, I'm going to end this first part of the video. Do let me know what you thought about the research and stuff I've spoken about. Definitely, I have some more, I think, research is coming up next week. As I'd said already, that I'll be breaking this video into two. So let me know your thoughts. How did you find it? Did you find it useful? Was it a lot of information, or was it okay? Please, your comments mean so much to me, like literally so much. Please just shower me with the love you have and you can give. Subscribe, like, and share my channel. Click on the bell icon so that when I upload part 2 of this, you can get a notification. So please, let's break this taboo. Let's break the chain. I already broke the chain. Now my husband and I talk about this so openly at our house, like it's like a normal topic for us. It's just a random topic that we talk about, and I think this was actually a proof. So yeah, guys, let's break the chain and see you for part 2. I hope you liked it. Bye bye, Jai Shri Krishna, aujo, tutaonana badai, milte hai fir